Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. It's all falling apart at BBC Scotland. They're running out of money, that's for sure. More and more people increasingly are refusing to pay their TV tax, and who can blame them? They're getting nothing for it. It's all repeats or cheap shows, and very little of quality anymore. And of course, people are fed up with the bias and the lies and the cover up and the pro government messaging and the wokeism. There's so many things to be going wrong, so many things to be angry about. And then there's other problems. The lack of money is causing reshuffles, people being fired or moved out. Shireen, for example, Shireen Nanjiani, she went. They're going to have to try and get Martin Gessler across on more of a regular basis because they like him and he's cheap apparently. They've axed River City because it's a drama that's expensive to make, and to be honest, not enough people are watching it. It doesn't generate enough interest. The trouble is, of course, you've got a very limited audience. And with the times are changing, fewer and fewer people are actually watching television in the first place. They've also got the problem with Kay Adams and the alleged bullying. And so there's this, aura of malcontent and nastiness permeating the very structure of the building. They're going to get rid of more people. They're going to be shuffling programs about. They're going to be producing less, and they're going to show more repeats. And this is just the start. Ratings are sinking across the board. Nobody's watching news. Nobody's watching a lot of the output, in fact, at all. And of course, it's just getting worse. Now, the public service broadcasting rules indicate that there has to be certain percentages, say, of news, of children's programming, etc. And they're failing to meet this because they're cutting costs. They're actually going to be asking if they can cut the number of news reports. Simply because it costs too much. If they can get rid of one or two a day, they can fire a news presenter. That'll save them maybe £150,000, £200,000 a year. And they're bringing production quality down. Production standards are key. I'm going to give the example of Blake Seven. Blake Seven ran for 4 years and is deeply loved. The production standards were very low, wobbly sets, things made from things that were obvious what they were made from and so forth. But it got away with it because, one, it was so well written and conceived. While the production was cheap, the stories were very good on the whole. There was a couple of weak ones, but generally they were good. And everyone in it who was acting in it was a good actor who took it very seriously. And so, yes, there were shoddy sets and shoddy effects, but you looked beyond that. But when you've got very poor, woke, messaging, agenda-driven storylines, which don't really tell a story, but they do push a narrative, as it were. Oh, you look at you, you're white and middle-aged, you're terrible. And they do that every episode of every story. It soon pales, doesn't it? And that's exactly what's happened. And that's why people have ditched, basically. And they don't have the money to make anything glossy and high quality. And so it's doomed to extinction. I think television generally is doomed to extinction. I'm going to suggest... Now, I made a prediction that by 2030, newspapers will have gone. I'm going to make the prediction that by 2040, BBC television will have gone. Certainly in its current format. They may have BBC Studios actually making things, but they'll be making them as a production company and selling them. They won't be making them as a broadcaster, because I don't think the BBC will be broadcasting. I think it'll be online, it'll be a part of a package, it'll be subscription based, and it certainly won't have the reach and the size that it has enjoyed for 100 years, because it's just not important anymore. The new media, people like me, and I'm not pushing myself, I'm not playing big-headed, there's many others, but the new media have taken it up, because kids today don't sit and watch television for 8 hours on a Saturday night. And that's what we used to do, isn't it? We used to sit there. You come in, you get the tail end of Grandstand. Then it'd be a couple of cartoons, the news, Sport Extra. Then it'd be something like Basil Brush, Doctor Who, The Duchess of Duke Street, the film, Match of the Day, Parkinson, the late film, go to bed. You put it on BBC One, you rip the knob off, you didn't need to change, you were done for the night. Nowadays, you're not done for 20 minutes. And BBC Scotland, I think, will be the first to go. But I think it deserves to go. It's appalling, it's nasty, it's biased. It's a strong brand, but it's a strong brand based on historical branding. Going forward, I think people are going to look elsewhere. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.